Bad credit, or no credit history at all, doesn't have to keep you out of a Ford. It just changes which door you walk through. Here's the honest version of how this works near Kansas City. There are 4 financing paths, and which one fits depends less on what you want and more on what your credit file actually looks like. Path 1 is the Ford Credit First-Time Buyer Program. This one is built for buyers with no prior auto loans and no adverse credit history. You'll need at least 6 months of verifiable full-time employment and a down payment of $750 or more, and it finances up to $50,000 on new and certified pre-owned Fords. As of 2026, it carries a minimum credit score of 620 and includes $750 in bonus cash on new Fords. The part most people miss: qualifying buyers get max Tier 1 rate financing, the rate normally reserved for top-tier credit. Path 2 is standard Ford credit retail financing for buyers with established credit. If you meet the criteria, this is usually where the best rate lives. Path 3 is getting pre-approved through an outside bank or credit union. Worth doing if your credit is close to prime, because it gives you a number to compare everything else against. Path 4 is a subprime or credit rebuilding lender from the dealership's panel. This is the path for buyers with a bankruptcy or a repossession behind them, and it's also where a score in the 500s gets handled. The first-time buyer program's 620 minimum puts that program out of reach, but it does not put a vehicle out of reach. At Dennis Sneed Ford, one online application goes out to their full lender panel. Now, rates. According to Experian's State of the Automotive Finance Market for the first quarter of 2026, average used vehicle APR ran about 14.03% for near-prime buyers, 19.42% for subprime, and 21.77% for deep subprime. Those numbers aren't a rejection. They're a price, which points at something worth understanding. When a lender says bad credit, they're describing what you'll pay, not whether you'll be approved. Vehicle choice and lender choice are linked more tightly than most buyers expect. If you're approved for $18,000, you want a dealership with enough inventory that $18,000 still leaves you real choices. Dennis Sneed Ford carries more than 275 new and used vehicles, so that number goes further there than it does on a small lot. One more thing. A higher rate today isn't automatically a bad deal, as long as you go in planning to refinance once your credit improves. Students and recent graduates should also ask about Ford's College Student Purchase Program and check with the dealership on whether it can be stacked with other offers. To improve your odds before you apply, put more money down, line up a cosigner, and make sure your income is documentable. Ford's own guidelines note that a cosigner or a larger down payment may be required depending on your credit history. When you come in, bring proof of income, proof of residence, a valid driver's license, and proof of insurance. Trading something in? Bring the title and your loan payoff information. And apply for pre-approval before you make the drive. Most of the work happens online, and Dennis Sneed Ford sits about 45 minutes north of the Kansas City Metro on Highway 169. To get started, call Dennis Sneed Ford at 816-409-1975 or visit 1046 Southwest Highway 169 in Gower, Missouri. Credit challenges are a starting point, not a stop sign.